Welcome to DEFCON 3, I'm KT McFarland. Iran's nuclear program grabs all the headlines, but North Korea has a nuclear program too, and questions remain about how advanced their activities and their nuclear program is. So as Tehran attempts to make a deal with the United States, Pyongyang seems to be attempting to expand its own nuclear arsenal. Joining us to discuss is Chang, author of Nuclear Showdown: North Korea Takes on the World. Welcome, Gordon, yet again. Now, tell me, does North Korea's nuclear program remain a significant threat to the United States, or is it all bluff and bluster?
Well, certainly it is, KT, because it's much larger than people expected. In the beginning of this year, the Chinese actually expressed how much concern that they had because they think that the North has about somewhere between 15 to 20 nukes at this moment, and that's substantially above the consensus American intelligence estimate. And also the Chinese think that the North Koreans have the ability to produce plutonium and uranium at a much faster pace than we thought. So North Korea has probably a larger arsenal than we contemplate at this point, and they have the ability to break out and really develop enough for themselves as well as to sell around the world, especially to the Iranians.
Well, let's explore that. What is the Iranian-North Korean connection?
Yeah, those two countries have had a joint weapons program since at least the beginning of the 1990s, maybe even earlier than that. All three times when North Korea has detonated a device inside North Korea, Iranians have been on site to watch this. The North Koreans have sold semi-processed uranium to the Iranians as far as we know. There has been a very close connection. In October 2012, Iranians actually started to station themselves in North Korea at a military base just south of the Chinese border, and clearly they're up to no good at that location.
You know, why do you think we're also focused on Iran and Iran's nuclear programs and Iran's ballistic missile development when North Korea is so much further along? I mean, what gives?
Yeah, this is a problem because, you know, right now we're talking to the Iranians about inspections in Iran. And it would be good, of course, to get additional protocol inspections, which are anytime, any place. But that doesn't cover all of Iran's programs because we know of their connection with North Korea is go back about a generation. And that means that in order for us to know the full dimensions of what the Iranians are doing, we have to know what they're doing in North Korea as well as what they're doing in their own country. So this is going to be an important issue, which I'm sure is not being discussed in Vienna.
So in other words, even if we were to get a deal on Iran's nuclear program, Iran stops its nuclear program, it reverses its nuclear program. You say that that's sort of only watching one part of it. There could be a nuclear program that Iran could use that's clicking away in North Korea.
Absolutely. You know, American negotiators have been talking about the goal of making sure that Iran stays 1 year away from a nuclear weapons capability. But they could be just 1 day away, which is the flight time between Pyongyang and Tehran. That's what we have to be concerned about, especially because we know the Chinese have been behind both the North Korean and the Iranian weapons programs and has actually helped both of them in ways which have materially advanced both programs.
North Korea is unpredictable. Could we expect more saber rattling or even a crisis?
Well, there's going to be a crisis in all probability because right now there's extreme turmoil at the top of the Pyongyang regime. There have been about 83, 84 executions of senior officials and officers since 2012. And when you count in the junior officers and officials, the death toll probably approaches 500. There's turmoil, especially because Kim Jong-un is trying to take control of the military, and senior officers are fighting back. And that's why we had the execution of the defense minister probably at the end of April. That followed the execution of another four-star probably in February. So there's real concerns there. And basically, Kim Jong-un is struggling, and that means anything can happen.
Wow. Just when we thought we had identified all the crises, there's yet another one that pops up. Chang, thanks so much. Check out foxnews.com for more on negotiations over Iran's nuclear program and the state of North Korea's nuclear program. I'm KT McFarland. Thanks for watching.